Hello everyone, I am Elpoon, and today we will be taking a look at some of the awesomely unique weapons in Borderlands 2. No two weapons are alike in the world of Pandora, so I'm sure we will come across some pretty strange tools of destruction. Here are your weapons of the day. Let's get started. The first weapon we are taking a look at today is the Homing Dart. It's also the first weapon that I've reviewed by Bandit. It's got a really good damage ratio for a pistol up to 67 times 2. Accuracy is kind of an issue though, with plenty more accuracy needed for a pistol. It's got a fairly good fire rate, typically another pistol where you can shoot as fast as you can pull the trigger. Its reload speed is actually pretty quick for a pistol without any hammer pulling back or anything like that. It's got a huge magazine size, but the catch with that is it consumes 4 ammo per shot. But unlike the pistol I reviewed in episode 1, it's got a lot better chance to damage, chance to ignite, and a lot better burn damage a second. Let's take a look at the weapon firsthand. Alrighty, now you've seen what the Homing Dart looks like up close, let's take a look at some of its stats here in actual use. Aiming down the sights, it's a fairly open sight as you can tell. Pretty much shooting the gun is as fast as you can pull the trigger. As you can see, that's about the full speed right there, shooting the gun. You can also tell that it has some explosive damage here firsthand. And the reload speed, like you just saw, is fairly quick. Insert a clip, and you don't have to pull back a hammer or anything like that. And this one thing to know with this gun is when you fire from the hip, it is fairly accurate. So if you're kind of like me and you fire from the hip a lot, this is another good weapon to have. This is a elemental weapon that actually does not cost more than 1 bullet per shot, so that's kind of a unique thing that I've found out so far. But now let's move to the Pandora testing ground and test it on some enemies here. Alrighty, the first weapon we are field training here is the Homing Dart. If I can hit something with it. But as you can see, like the title says, the bullets will actually hone in on the enemies. So you can see the bullets are sitting there over and over. They're just causing fire damage and additional shot damage because they're actually bouncing around his body and hitting him. So in 3 shots I can take down a full adult Bullymon. Let's try a slinger here. You can call them Bullymons, I prefer to call them boner farts if you've played that mission. But as you can tell, it's a highly effective weapon. Especially against mutants, it would actually work really good in psychos because it actually has more damage against flesh. And you can see I shot that guy right there, and the bullets traveled over here and killed this young Bullymon. So it's a really good weapon when there are plenty of enemies nearby to shoot at. But like I said, the downside is it does take 4 ammo per shot. The second weapon we are looking at is the Nastier Route, another weapon by Tord, which has fastly become one of my favorite weapon manufacturers in the game. It's got fairly good damage for a beginning assault rifle with good accuracy and a fire rate that pretty much fires as fast as you can pull the trigger once again. It's got a good reload speed for an assault rifle, but the downside is it's got a small magazine. You know, 20 is a good number in my book, at least 20. The bonus of this gun is it actually deals explosive damage and it only costs 1 round per shot, unlike most other elemental weapons. So let's take a look at this weapon here firsthand. Aiming down the sights, it's a fairly open sight as you can tell. Pretty much shooting the gun is as fast as you can pull the trigger. As you can see, that's about the full speed right there, shooting the gun. You can also tell that it has some explosive damage here firsthand. The reload speed, like you just saw, is fairly quick. Insert a clip, and you don't have to pull back a hammer or anything like that. And this one thing to know with this gun is when you fire from the hip, it is fairly accurate. So if you're kind of like me and you fire from the hip a lot, this is another good weapon to have. This is a elemental weapon that actually does not cost more than 1 bullet per shot, so that's kind of a unique thing that I've found out so far. But now let's move to the Pandora testing ground and test it on some enemies here. Alrighty, now we're out here in the field. Let's actually give the Nastier Route a test here. So you can see the explosive damage is very effective against these weak Monglets, whatever they are called. Let's go up here and test it out against a bigger guy. The explosive damage though really helps out a lot. It just adds that extra punch when you need it here. And as you can see, easily take down an enemy in, you know, half a clip or less. Now we got multiple enemies here. Let's see how she, like I said, you know, it fires from the hip fairly accurately. You guys aren't quite close enough to do splash damage. We'll try here. Nope. Pretty much a critical hit always does about double damage here. We got an adult Bullymong chasing us down, so let's go ahead and finish him off here. And that is the Nastier Route there for you. The last weapon we're looking at here is called the Elegant Aegis. It's got good damage for a pistol with the fancy replica look with the stock on it. It's got really good accuracy, slower fire rate. You actually cannot pull as fast as you can actually not shoot as fast as you can pull the trigger, and it's got a really fast reload speed. The downside is that it's got a smaller magazine size for my taste, and that's about it. It does very good burn damage per second, better than the first pistol reviewed, and it has a better chance to ignite. The downside, once again, besides the small magazine size, is it does consume 2 ammo per shot, so you get 2 shots per clip. But it is highly effective versus flesh, as all fire weapons are, and it is a Maliwan creation. The last weapon we're going to take a look at here is the Elegant Aegis. Another pistol here, and it's, as you saw earlier in my up close view, you can actually see that it's kind of got a replica feel to it. Once again, when you look down the sights, it has a blue spinning dot, and it fires fairly fast for a pistol. The downside is it does cost 2 ammo per shot, except for the last shot, which costs 1 ammo. It's got a really fast reload speed, as you can see right here. Pop it out, pop it back in. But the one thing to notice too is it's actually really good firing from the hip. So this makes this an all-around good weapon. So let's move out to the Pandora testing grounds. And alrighty, the last weapon we were testing out here is the Elegant Aegis. And I don't have anything against Bullymongs or anything. It's just it happens to be, you know, they're the only enemies where kind of where I'm located right now in the game. You can see 2 shots on the piece right there take them down. The burning damage does work, as you can tell right there. You'll probably take this guy down right here in 1 shot. Nope. I don't know how he got hit too, but just like that. I mean, this is a very good pistol that I have found here. Let's see what else we can conjure up here. 1 shot, critical shot. I mean, that's still Bullymongs, but you can tell this pistol can, you know, do some work. Let's try to mow this last guy down here. Bang. And there you have it, guys, our last weapon review here, the Elegant Aegis. I hope you enjoyed watching this episode of the Weapons of Borderlands 2. Make sure to tune in again tomorrow for even another episode with even crazier guns. Thank you for watching.